Clapping for sync. First podcast clap of the year. Or ever.
Yeah, ever. I mean, we did one, but we never actually...
This is my first time actually clapping for sync on our own podcast. Because I've done a couple of podcasts with Jake.
Right.
And we always did the clap for sync, but no one could ever do it correctly. So it was a bunch of clap for sync. And we're like, alright. Jake like, alright. Jake clap for sync. Jake's clap for sync. Andrew clap for sync. We're like, we're just trying our best.
You want to eat coffee?
Hell yeah, I do.
You're like, I've been up all night and I'm
I've
still
been
up
up
for this podcast.
all night, and I'm still pumped for this podcast.
I'm sorry.
What
Because
do
you
you-
text me that you're like at 6:40 saying that you're home, and I'm like, oh no.
Good
He wanted me to be ready, and I am asleep.
morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to Coffee, Couch, and Chords, where we drink coffee, sit on a couch, and listen to the chords of my favorite vinyl albums.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What do we have going today?
Today, I'm about to play some Panic at the Disco, Pray for the Wicked. It's an
Oh
album.
my god.
I have been listening to this album nonstop, like, for this past month. Just because, every time I get off work, and it's maybe Friday or Thursday, or honestly just any day of the week, I'm just like, you know what? On the drive home, I want to play this album. And I play this album, and it just rocks, and people film me because I'm jamming out in my car, and they're like, this isn't socially acceptable anymore.
Did people, actually film you?
Yes, I had a person, straight up film me because I was jamming.
You're probably on a TikTok somewhere.
Probably. Oh, man, what song was it? It was,
Dancing, Slow and Crying?
No, as much as I thought it would be. Let me go through the tracks. I totally forgot. Hey Look Mom. Hey Look Mom. I made it.
Hey Look Mom, I made it.
Yeah. That one.
That's such a good one.
I was jamming at that.
Now, it has such a nice beat to it. Honestly, though, I think it would be good, really good, if someone took a version of it and, slowed it down.
Oh, yeah.
Made it,
should we adjust the pitch on this?
No, I think we should keep it. Adjust the pitch. That way they can't, copy strike us.
Yeah, copy strike. Can't get one of those.
We can probably sneak by if it's slower or faster.
Slower and low enough.
Yeah.
Listen to it for a sec. Make sure it's not too loud. It's so fun.
It is. I mean, I remember when this album first came out.
Yeah.
What was it, 2018?
Yeah, man. I remember when I first heard High Hopes. That was the first song I ever heard from the album, because that was the song that
Everyone knew.
Yeah.
It was played on a lot of radio stations.
I was actually, I think me and Shay were in your car.
Yep.
We were going just into Delanago.
Mm-hmm.
And we came over the hill and that song came on and I'm like,
This is pumping.
this is pumping. This is some good shit. Alright, okay, I dig it. And then
I was like, wait, have you never heard Panic at the Disco?
And I was like, no, what is this? I mean, I've heard of it. And then,
man, I put off listening to them for a long time.
yeah.
I don't know, something in my head. In my head, they were like Fall Out Boys.
Yeah.
Which I have nothing against Fall Out Boys. I like their music, but it's not something I would put on
Yeah.
Regularly.
Right.
And if I do, it's one or two songs, and then I'll move on.
Yeah.
But I ran out of music because I was working at Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, I gotta have something. And then they put out a new album.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll just start with their new album and then go back and listen to all their old stuff. Yeah, it does.
I forgot to turn off my volume. Blue Team sucks.
Blue Team does suck. Is that Simmons?
No, that's Griff.
Is it?
It's Griff, yeah.
Okay.
That's telling me not to buy my shed yet. Okay, fine. I
Yeah, take a moment. Enjoy life. Build up some revenue.
Yeah.
And then buy a shed.
It has been constant on a house. Constant work. I still need to mow the lawn. I mowed the lawn once. That was a few weeks ago. And now I got a lawnmower. I had to borrow my dad's. And it grows so fucking fast.
It's grass. I feel like there's some things, as children, they don't tell you.
Right.
As you get older.
Mm-hmm.
Like how fast grass grows.
Yeah.
Which you think you would know. Because growing up, I cut grass every Saturday. Like every Saturday morning, we'd get up when we'd cut grass.
Mm-hmm.
So it was drilled into me that grass grows fast.
Yeah.
No, as an adult, I'm still like, look at that, it's growing.
Yeah, no, it's great too because I'm looking at it, I'm like, my grass is luscious.
Yeah,
it's really beautiful. Like, I'm proud of it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to cut you, but damn, you look so nice. I like that you're growing, but stop. It's so good.
This is actually the song of the album that's named after Pray for the Wicked.
Yes, if you can't hear. Because I don't know how high I put it. I like that though. It's actually, it still has kind of, I like that pitch.
Yeah.
Because it still has a good rhythm, but it's not the original tune.
Yeah.
So it's just slightly adjusted. Oh man, it's so bumping. But yeah, I liked what you were talking about earlier with the insomnia. It makes me think of Tyler Durden.
Yeah.
And Edward Norton. That's so much what happened, except he would, change his personality and basically pass out from that. I don't know how you would explain that. I mean, do tell from your experiences.
I don't think I have any first-hand experiences. I know Tyler Durden. But, suffering from insomnia, there are moments when you feel like two different people.
Yeah.
Because you're just not sleeping enough.
Right.
And,
and sleep is important for someone's sanity.
So important. Like, ridiculous. Like, have I ever told you about the time I didn't sleep for, 5 days?
No.
Oh, wow.
I just realized I'm wearing Shay's robe and not my own. You know what's funny? Mine is actually more feminine. Let me go get it real quick. But do tell. Continue talking.
Actually, did you know that this song here is part of a trilogy?
The trilogy?
Yeah. And I'll tell you about that when you get back here. But
in case people are wondering if I wear this in the morning, yes, I actually do wear these in the morning.
I had a robe once.
Yeah?
My mom would be so disappointed because I have no idea where it's at now.
She's like, I spent so much money on that robe.
So much time and consideration.
I sewed it myself.
No, if she sewed it herself, I probably would wear it.
Yeah.
Man, she crocheted one of my favorite blankets. The one I have in there, the
she
comedy and tragedy one.
Yeah.
That high note's
even still, even when it's lower, it's
impressive.
I might be able to hit it now. But yeah, so it's about a trilogy?
Yeah, it's a trilogy. It starts off with that song, actually. So that's the precursor. Okay. And then moves on to If You Love Me, Let Me Go. If you love me, let me go.
Yeah, and I see that on all kinds of eyes.
And then it wraps up with Emperor's New Groove. Or not Emperor's New Groove. Emperor's New Clothes.
What's his name? Cusco!
Cusco's poison. The poison specifically to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison.
Dude, yeah. Kronk's a mumble rapper. None of us just knew it.
Honestly, he would probably be the only mumble rapper I would listen to.
Yeah, oh dude. I mean, him? No. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for the diss track. No one's gonna get this, but I'm waiting for the diss tracks between Kronk and Pumat's Soul.
What?
They both have similar energies.
Respectfully,
I have to say
that you look like a fat rat with a top hat.
I think we gotta do that now.
And respectfully, I just want you to take a second to look back at that as the other pool mat says the exact same thing as that.
That's great.
Incorporate like all of Pumat souls.
Oh man, dude, I saw no one got that because it's from Critical Role, which is a YouTube channel.
Well, that's the whole point. You just gotta like tell them about it.
Yeah. And I love the character Pumat Soul. In fact, I think they do too, because now whenever anything happens, they're like, let's go talk to Pumat Soul about it.
They love Pumat. I mean, honestly, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, no.
He seems like a great guy.
Yeah, but he's basically just this enchanter who has 4 persons of himself, and he's just so sweet. He's a lot like Kronk in a perspective, but his voice is freaking hilarious.
It's so good.
He's just like, welcome to the invulnerable vagrant. I am Pumat's soul. And then another one pops out, he's like, I am also Pumat's soul.
And I myself am also Pumat's soul. We humbly wait your respect. I love the way he says respectfully, like the way he draws that. He's like respectfully.
You are filthy.
We're gonna have to clean you up for my establishment. And that's when it gets a little bit into Kronk.
Yeah.
Cusco's poison.
And then I love how whenever they try to bargain with him, they always roll low. So he's just like, I appreciate your canter, but I myself must make a profit.
You know what I think I love about the way he does that voice?
What?
It's because he makes the voice sound as if the character is really stupid.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like how Riley does with Shrill, where he goes, okay.
Yeah.
It's like that, only Pumat Soul's like really smart.
He's super smart.
And he uses like all these
Which is funny
words.
because Shrill in our D&D campaign is also really smart. He's like a level 20.
I don't know if he's really smart, he's just really, really powerful.
Yeah. Well, there was that one time where he actually like broke out of that.
Oh yeah,
spell.
whatever thing it was.
So, yeah.
So we're nerds.
Yeah, we're nerds. Totally.
Just went on like a 20-minute rant about D&D characters' voices.
Yeah, watch Critical Role, specifically Campaign 2, Episode 12. Wait, 12? No.
Which one are you on?
I'm on, I think, 12 or 13. Shit just hit the fan. A tower blew up.
Whoa.
Yeah. They
Have they found
I gotta tell you guys
the artifact yet?
Yeah, I gotta tell you guys this story because this is what I love about D&D. So they found this guy in a dungeon after some chaos just happened up above. We'll try and explain it without context. So they meet this guy. He's very powerful, but he's very hurt, and he's holding this glowing object. They look at it, and the wizard of the group says, I'm not sure if we should fuck with this. I think we should just let him go and let him do his thing. So they let him go, and the guy gets captured by the guards. And the guards are like, we've, slain the enemy, and we've, reclaimed, or I don't think they said anything about the artifact, but they're like, we've slain the enemy, you're protected from, or the Empire is protecting you. And so they made it about them, even though they just previously kicked the dude's ass, after his ass was already pretty much kicked.
Yeah.
So
poor guy.
Poor guy. I mean, and so Jester, who's the chaotic person of the group, she's all like, you know what? I want to try and take this artifact now, and they're like, fucking what? And so the I would say lawful good of the group, who's Travis, is just like, oh fuck, this is not going to be good. The wizard dresses up as one of the one of the guards. No one notices. And Jester trips the guard that's holding the artifact, and the guy drops it. And what I think is funny is that Brent Mercer didn't realize that he had dressed up as a guard. And so he's like, I catch it. And he's like, and he just looks at him like, what? And he goes, yeah, because I'm walking with them as a guard. And he's like, oh. He's like, oh no. Okay. And he rolls and he catches it, and they're able to escape with his artifact. And I'm like, this took such a turn. I was not
Just
ready
wait until you learn what that thing is.
I am terrified.
Man, that becomes so trivial. Like, it becomes a key point.
Oh, God.
And it's so funny, like, they just happen to run across it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the brilliance behind it. So you're on episode 13 or 12?
Yeah, 12 or 13.
I mean, if you guys want to watch it with us, and we'll
for sure
can have, like, discussions about it every week.
I would love to
see what you guys think.
Yeah, so every Sunday we'll just talk about D&D and other things in our morning. So
Oh.
What time is it? Oh yeah, it's almost 9. So if you're wondering what time it is in our recording,
I thought it was going to be a lot earlier.
I did too. I'm sorry. I
Well,
stayed
I
up
don't think
late.
you need to be apologizing. I think it's funny.
Yeah, because he doesn't sleep. Besides power naps.
Hey.
I don't know what you were doing yesterday. I expected you to be home around 10.
I was on a date.
Oh, how'd that go?
Good.
Good.
Didn't come home because I was getting late.
Oh, nice!
Nice! I went to leave at like 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And she was like, don't go. And I was like, but podcast.
Is this a romance novel?
My friend is counting on me. I have to go. And she was like, no, stay. And I was like, okay.
It didn't take much. It wasn't like, baby, it's cold outside. You're like, I really can't stay. And she's like, but it's cold outside. And you're like, yeah, you're right.
You got a good point. Yeah.
I think I heard Shay. I think Shay's awake. I know. The dragon is awakened. Just opens the door with fury. Oh my god, no!
There's only 2 ways that Shay comes out of that door.
Yeah.
And it's either looking extremely pissed off at everything, or 2, food.
Yeah.
Like she comes out with a mission for food.
See, I got it down where I just come out for food. That is literally what will wake me up in the mornings. Everything will be fine, and then all of a sudden my body is like, oh my god, you're hungry. And I'm like, I guess I'm hungry.
I must rectify this situation immediately. I've seen you walk out in the morning, because I'll just be out here.
Yeah.
Insomnia. You open the door very casually. You walk out very casually, and you'll stand in the middle of the room for 2 seconds, just to stand there. You're just like, all right, and then you go out about your day, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
So I know where your morning farts are.
No, I can't just appreciate the living every once in a while.
I mean,
While
yeah, you
passing
can,
gas.
but you're passing gas as you do it. I'm just saying. We all know that face where you're just standing there and you're just like, that makes my bowels feel a little bit better.
Yeah. I can eat now. I have room.
Yeah, that little tension. It's like having a belt. You ever had that thing where you have your belt
I have a belt on all the time.
You never, when you...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's the same feeling you let out.
I think it's time to flip the record.
Oh!
Add some sort of thing.
Flip the record. Transition!
Side beat. I know eventually these albums are going to overlap, depending on how many we do. But I've got
I think we have enough to get started.
we got 20.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you know what? If it goes well, we'll just keep buying more albums. Right? We just gotta go grab a quick album for this week's podcast.
Let's do it, yeah. Dude. Honestly, that wouldn't be such a bad idea. Just go to a thrift store, buy a $10 album.
Just go for it.
Don't even know what it is.
Don't even know what it is. Like mystery album or something.
Mystery albums. That'd be fun.
And it'd be cool. And then when people start to like us, they can send us albums.
Good morning, beautiful.
As
Hey.
disappointing.
I would look this up because it's fucking bright and I wear contacts. Asshole.
I'm sorry.
Says pissed off things.
She's come out with fire and
I was
fury.
looking for my freaking robe. I couldn't find it.
I'm sorry.
It's because he stole it. He was wearing
It was sitting
What
here.
the fuck?
No, it was sitting.
You wear mine,
No, it
but then
was
you
sit-
come back in for yours, but don't bring me mine.
It was sitting in the chair, and I was like, "Oh, that's probably mine." And then I looked down later on, and I realized,
And
"Oh,
it's not.
I'm not wearing my robe." And so I was like, "I'll just go get the
But
other."
doesn't put it back.
I'm sorry.
I really feel like it's this part that makes it seem more feminine.
Yeah, and also because she bought it in the women's section.
I did not. It was on an end cap.
Oh, an end cap.
In between men and women.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Transitioning.
There.
How are those hormone treatments treating you?
I'm fine.
What was that?
Everything below.
Have you ever seen? I saw. This probably isn't a good thing to talk about, but I saw Gavin McInnes talk to this dude who was like in transition, and his hormones were still spiking. Dude was
Testy?
Not, yeah.
A little testy.
He was a little testy. Put it lightly.
It can be like that. I mean, we can be testy when we're in our orange.
Oh yeah. Like me, if I don't get food, I've realized that. Since I've been like, I don't know what I tend to observe myself, like, or I try to take a step back and realize if I've done something that's like not in my normal behavior. And I've realized since working out and like eating more protein, my testosterone's been a bit boosted. Not necessarily with like that, but like with aggressiveness. Like I get more irritated at things now. Like my temper.
It's actually funny. I'm not the only one who gets mad at nothing, you know.
Yeah, my temper is my temper is shortened, and so now there are just like little things where I just get super pissed about, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, why? I usually don't get mad at these things.
I know how I feel all the time.
That's cool. I mean,
This is also my favorite song, by the way.
Dances
Is Not a Crime.
It's my favorite song on this album.
Fucking love it.
I'm gonna go turn it up just because I like it.
Yeah, it's like.
Why don't you talk about like how do you deal with those urges of anger?
Well, what will happen is I'll realize.
Oh my god, that's the last part of the song, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
It's okay.
Just jam out to it.
But well, what I'll do is I'll realize that it's happening, and actually I don't have a control over it until after the fact, because then I'll look at Shannon and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get angry. It's just something small happened and it frustrated me, and I got upset.
I feel like people who would like look into our relationship would be like, wow, that's super toxic, because like we'll be fighting 1 second and then we'll just like talk it out and apologize the next. But it's funny because we'll be arguing, but then it'll just be like, I'm sorry, and then everything's fine, and everyone's like, that seems toxic.
You know,
I'm like, it's not. It's called a resolution.
I don't know if like, because I haven't known you guys as a couple the longest. But I've probably spent the most time with you guys as a couple. Because just the way here, I'll move over so you guys can scrunch in a little more. And so just because like when I decided to join y'all's life.
You didn't decide, I made you.
That's true.
It really is though. I do that thing
She
where
was
I
like-
give you an option, which is really me telling you what to do.
She was like, I like you, but if you're just going to leave later, I don't want it. And I was like, I guess I'll stay.
What?
I'll just move in.
I don't remember that part. I remember like Josh's mom kicking you out, and I was like, all right, you're coming over.
That's
But you're
true,
not
too.
leaving.
I'm talking about like early on.
Oh yeah, like when you're
early.
first.
Like
Oh,
when we first
okay,
started
yeah.
hanging out.
Okay, I know what you mean now.
Because you're like, I don't want a friend if just gonna turn around and not be there.
Well, like, what the fuck?
And I was like, I guess I'll just be there.
So
But
I'll be there for you.
But because of that, you know, I've gotten to see you guys as like a relationship probably more than anyone else.
Oh yeah,
Because I just
It
spent so much time.
It was Riley, but now it's definitely.
I don't even think Riley, because, like,
I don't
he
think
was
Riley
never
could-
sin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
half
I
the
don't think
time.
he really processes what, you know, relationships are.
Yeah.
God, what a fellow.
What a fellow. What a guy.
What a
I mean,
guy.
You love him or you hate him. There really is no in between.
He posted,
I'm the in-between.
Yes.
he posted this thing on Facebook the other day. Oh, let me finish
The
my
cancer
thought.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and finish your thought.
I didn't get it.
I mean, I kind of get it, but words. I'll explain in a
I'm
second.
not the smartest.
But like, watching y'all's relationship so closely, it's not toxic at all.
No, I know. I just meant, like, people looking in from
Oh,
the
yeah.
Looking in from the
Yeah.
outside, I mean, it's funny because like being. I wanted to say being on the inside, but I'm not part of the relationship. Just knowing the relationship, I guess. It's like it's easy for me to see like the funny parts of what other people would consider toxic.
Right.
Because y'all do this thing where you escalate so fast.
We really do.
You're just like, well, this thing happened, and Shay's like, well, you fucking suck, so why does it matter? And Jeremy's like, okay.
Thanks. That makes me sound like a dick. That was the beginning of our relationship. Now he's got too much testosterone. No.
Well, and now Jeremy
he
has
fights
too
me
much
back.
testosterone, and he'll walk into the room. He's like, "Why are you doing this?" And Shay's like, "Because I can." And he's like, "Well, why aren't the dishes done?" And he's like, "Because I didn't want to do them."
And
then we both do them together.
And then you both go, and it's just like, "Well, now we're going to go do them." And you're like, "Well, I don't want to move off the couch." And you're like, "Well, tough deal." And I'm over here like, "Can we watch Vampire Diaries?"
And then we do.
And then we do. And then we watch dishes.
Yeah, what'll happen with me and Shay?
That's such a weird example because like we've never thought about doing the dishes.
Yeah, we don't tend to.
It happened the other day.
I think so.
No,
Yeah.
that was when I was mad at myself.
Mm.
Well, there was that one, and there was the one where Jeremy was like, "Have you done the dish, or could you do the dishes?" That was it, though.
Yeah.
That was it.
It wasn't aggressive at all. He just got home from work, and I think I was leaving for work, and you were on the couch, and he was like, the last thing I heard before I closed the door was, "Shay, can you do the dishes?"
Yeah. Yeah,
You were
I
like,
can.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
That's communication.
Yeah, what
right
I-
there at its finest.
What I like is that, well, I've noticed a lot of times, and because I'm not social, I notice it in TV shows, but people will have arguments, and then they just won't resolve them, and it pisses me off. So what'll happen, so me and Shay stopped that outright. So what will happen is we'll have an issue, and literally 10 minutes later, I'll come to her and I'll be like, "I'm sorry," and she'll be like, "I'm sorry too," and then we'll talk about it, and then we resolve it, and that's why we don't have issues.
It's great. That's amazing for you guys. You know who don't do that? The rest of the world.
Well, I
I want to
actually,
get some coffee.
well, I mean, I think it might be because of who I am. Because you recently figured out that I can't linger on things. It
You
makes
can.
it worse.
You can. And I'm
I
one of
can.
those people that, like, my
It's-
brain gets too overwhelmed in a situation, so I have to remove myself from a situation and let things, like, simmer down. But as my things are simmering down, Shay's things are simmering up, and it's a
I'm
bad
not gonna boil
exchange.
over.
So, like,
Yeah, no, I can't.
we've had to
will-
work so hard on, like, communicating.
Well, it's like something will happen or like something will bother me, and I will internally want to talk about it, but because I'm stubborn, I won't.
Right.
Because I'm stubborn and I feel like the other person should apologize, I won't say anything about it. It's like not even with Jeremy. It's like I'm stubborn with Jeremy because we'll like fight or something and then I'll hate myself, so I won't want to talk to him unless he comes to me. That's a different situation. Because I'll like sob for 10 minutes and then he'll come over to me and be like, "Why are you crying?" And I'm like, "I hate myself. And I'm sorry." And that's the resolution portion. Not all the time. I don't cry all the time. Fuck. That just like came out all wrong.
I remember there was one time back when we were living at the apartment. I don't know why I said we. Probably because I was over there
You
all
were
the time.
basically living there.
Yeah.
You literally slept in Riley's bed more than he did.
Well, it was available. What do you act?
That's what I'm saying. Oh, hello.
I can only stand this couch for so long, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I ain't blaming you. I told you, I was like, "There's a bed in
And he's
there."
like, "There's a bed over there." But I remember something had happened, and I was upset, and I was outside, and you had found me, and you were walking next to me. You're like, "You want to tell me what happened?" I'm like, "No." And you're like, "What about now?" And I was like, "This is not gonna." And Jeremy, I just remember Jeremy walking down and being like, "Shay, he's not like me. You can't just force him to talk about it."
Well, it was funny because I just like silently walked with you for like
And
30
then
minutes.
you're like, "Well, I can fucking try."
Yeah, I did yell that to you. You know, it's probably best for our neighbors that we don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
It really hurt some weird
I
shit.
ran out of coffee, so I went ahead and just used your milk and stuff, if that's okay.
I thought you made tea.
I like how you ask after.
Yeah.
Welcome
So I've
to
already
marriage.
made it, but can I use this?
I mean, I'll pour it with the milk and everything back in.
I'm insulted
With
that
the
you took
milk.
off your robe.
I got
Yeah.
hot.
All of us
I'm
look
getting
like
hot.
we, got out of bed, and Jeremy looks like he's ready to go work on the ranch.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I'm not even wearing my boots yet.
To the ranch.
To the ranch. You work at the ranch that Dr. Phil sends all the bad
That's
kids
what I
to.
was just thinking.
Yeah.
That's why I said that.
The ranch.
Take the cats with you.
By the way, what the hell is the ranch anyway?
I don't
It's
know.
supposed to be a rehabilitating natural environment.
Okay. Are
Okay.
all environments natural?
Well, some
Well, I mean,
are
like, not
constructed.
unhealthy.
Would a ranch
Fucking
technically
city
be a
environment.
natural
I don't
environment?
fucking know. There's
or
horses.
A social environment.
Apparently, all you need
Is a horse.
is a horse.
Just put that shit in your apartment. Natural.
Natural. I just imagine
I don't
like
know.
a centaur, and she's like, all natural, baby.
All right, wizards. No.
This in what was it? When you become one of the drugs. I didn't know.
When you become one of the drugs.
Yeah.
One of the drunks.
Drunks.
Yeah.
I thought it was drugs.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I
it works.
didn't
I mean,
know what he
technically,
was
alcohol is a
talking
drug.
Is yeah.
That's why I thought it was working. But yeah, I actually really like that because I started listening to the words, even though I missed that word.
Shit, I gotta take my Zyrtec.
I started listening to the words, and I was like, oh my god, like this is really actually good. Like as far as lyrics go, I thought it was awesome.
Well, I know that you as a individual, you're very much because your upbringing and your father, you have a very intense, like when you listen to music, to listen to the actual music.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, he didn't even know fucking like middle school opening to metal. I'm depressed music till
Right.
it met
Yeah,
me.
no, I did not know 3 Days Grace until I met
Well.
there.
Well, me, like because of being a writer and the things that I take joy in, you know, lyrics are always the things that stand out first.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why I like Panic at the Disco, because I think Brendan Urie and the people he works with to write his music are very poetic with their words.
Yeah.
I like things with lyrics because I'm good at memorization.
You really are.
Yeah.
I listen to a song maybe like twice and I know
And then
it.
you know it.
Yeah. And I am the complete opposite.
He really is. You know the song "Bad Girlfriend" by Theory of a Dead Man?
Sure.
I play that intentionally because he only knows the first 5 words,
Yeah.
and then the chorus.
I only know the chorus, and
Yeah.
I barely know the chorus.
Yep.
I know. When I try I actually have to like try to memorize a song. I will sit down at my computer, have my headphones in, and I will play it over and over again. Like not even the full song, but a verse.
Mm.
I play a verse over and over again until I can memorize it, like physically. You know, my lips, instead of like trying to memorize the words, just memorize the mouth. And what? And then muscle memory. That's what I was trying to say.
What a
I have
girl.
to memorize it via muscle memory before anything else because I won't
Yeah.
actually remember the words.
Yeah. Do you ever get to the point where like you're working on a project or something, and you go on autopilot, and you realize the song is over, and that you sang the whole thing?
On doing what? Like working on.
Like, are you talking about songs that you just know?
Well, yeah, or like songs that you have on like repeat.
Okay,
and
no. Yes, that. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like, have you ever just played a song you didn't know and then you just sang the whole thing? And I was like, no.
I mean, I've heard you like hum along to a song that I've played that you've never heard, and like by the end of the song,
I get like melody
yeah,
in my head.
by the
So
end
if
of the
I
song
don't
you're
know
like
the
humming
words,
along to it.
I can catch on to things because normally melodies just repeat, or
Yeah.
like the structure of a song.
Mhm.
I guess it'll be like fucking verse, chorus, rap part, chorus, verse. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a good song.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's gonna pick it up. I think I had it on the wrong area. That's okay. I'll figure it
All
out.
that matters
okay.
is we can hear it. If anything, you can change the pitch and fucking put it in the background.
Yeah.
If anything, you just grab the album off the line and just put it softly in the background over the record player.
Oh yeah.
Just change the pitch.
Oh yeah.
Did you show them the album? Like,
Yeah,
you're
it's-
like, I bought this. This is mine. You should buy one.
Yeah, definitely
Buy
buy.
advertise, man.
I mean, we're not.
Well, maybe
we're not
they won't.
plugged.
Like,
We're not plugged, but buy Panic at the Disco.
you know, like, maybe they won't flag us if we
Brendan.
try to sell it.
Brendan.
Brendan.
Okay.
Brendan.
I know how close we are.
Brendan!
Even though you
Wait,
stood me up
Justin,
for brunch the other day, I still consider you one of my best friends. So, like,
Right?
sponsor us.
Fuck.
No.
Wait, what? I was totally disconnected from that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Brendan here is my best friend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, know him personally.
Really?
Got him on speed dial.
Big number free.
Yeah, if you could just like sponsor us, that'd be great.
I found out recently, Brendan Urie actually did not write this song.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the songs he didn't write on the album.
You know what I recently figured out?
What?
Something I shouldn't have. I was like, well, I was in the car and I was listening to one of the older Panic at the Disco songs. I say older.
Yeah, classics.
It's not I Don't Write Sins or Write Tragedies. It was in that realm.
Is it Love Me or Let Me Go?
No, it was in that realm of Panic at the Disco. But he said something like suggestive towards his sexuality. Or like, it was like the high heels line.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Don't
like,
threaten
but
me with
I-
a good time.
It was like, but I rock it on these high heels
Yeah.
or whatever. And I was like, I never questioned it, but I wonder what his sexuality is.
He's pansexual.
And then was
Pansexual.
it you? You were in the car, or it was?
I think so, yeah.
Or I don't remember who it was.
I'm
But I was
not
like,
sure.
whoever was next to me, I was like, yeah, will you look that up? And they were like, why? And I was just like, I know it's none of my business, but just wondering. And then he like looked up, he's like, oh, he's been married for like some odd years. And I was
Yep.
like, oh, cool.
He's
Oh,
been
that's
married.
sweet.
He has a wife. I think it's been 12 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was like I never really thought about it.
But he
because,
came
well,
out-
because like I don't really care about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was just like I just got curious by the lines.
Well, he was he was one of. So I actually got turned on to Brendan Urie through theater because he played the lead character in Kinky Boots, which I think is about a cross-dressing transvestite,
Fascinating.
and he played
So, like-
the lead character.
I'm a sweet transvestite
Oh yeah!
from Transylvania.
Transylvania.
Still haven't seen it, but I know all the songs.
Yeah.
But I'll wrap up with this is like, a friend of mine, like a good friend of mine, had
Sounds fun.
just come out to her family as pansexual, and she was having a hard time with it.
Sorry to be like that millennial person, but what the fuck does that mean?
So to my understanding, pansexual is no preference to a
To sexuality, but to person?
yeah. So gender really doesn't play a
Okay.
factor.
So it's like you don't care
If
what
you're
they
male,
are.
female, in between, non-existent,
Like you don't care what their sexual orientation is.
Right.
You're just attracted to them.
you're
if
just
they're
attracted to them.
you.
Yeah. And he came out as pansexual around the same time as they did. And so they were very happy to have that kind of support,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
in
have
the
someone,
media.
Yeah. Have someone to look to.
Anyway, so that was Panic at the Disco.
Pray for the wicked.
Prayed
album.
for the Wicked album. He's got some pretty good albums.
Yeah.
We might need to get one of his older albums
Yeah.
on here one time.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Well.
I think it's funny when you find an album and how many songs that you don't know on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
or
yeah.
like vice
Mhm.
versa, because it's like if you like a band, you don't know how much you like them until you buy an album and you know how many songs are on it.
Yep.
Yep.
It's great because like I'll pick up an album from a band that you like, and you look to the back, and you'll go through all the songs, and you'll get like 2 songs that you know really well.
Yeah.
Unless it doesn't, and you gotta open that bitch for some reason. I fucking hate that, okay? Like antique stores and shit. Sometimes you flip the album over and it's like another picture, and I'm like, bitch, I wanna know what's on it. But it doesn't open. It doesn't, and you gotta like. Anger.
Too much testosterone.
I'm sorry, you were saying? You know,
Oh,
like
no.
2 songs on the back.
Oh, yeah, and it's just like an eye opener because you're like, well, these are the songs that they play on the radio.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made all these songs.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a Supertramp album that I bought the other day because it had you know that song, Give a Little Bit, Give a Little Bit of Life to You. Yeah. Well, I looked down the back and there's like 10 songs on there, and I'm like, I know none of these.
Why 10? No.
My favorite thing is when you're on the radio and you're listening to the song, you're jamming out. This is great. I wish I knew who it was by. And at the end, they tell you, and you're like, oh my god, it's that person?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, were you in the car the other day when I showed him the song Smooth?
Yeah. 'Cause you're so smooth, and it's just like the ocean.
Yeah, that one.
On the moon.
So
Well,
they also have a song called, I think it's called Into the Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds exactly like Nickelback.
It does. It really does.
Sounds exactly like Nickelback.
Yeah, listen. Well, what's the band called?
I don't remember.
It's something Spanish.
It's Santana, I think.
Yeah.
Santana.
Santana Bana. Well, look up that band and then look up those two songs, and one of them sounds a lot like
It sounds so much like Nickelback.
Smooth, I think, is definitely their best song, though.
Oh, yeah.
I love Smooth.
I disagree.
Really? What did
I
you
actually
think?
don't really like that song.
Really?
Wow.
I don't know if it's because I've heard it too much or because of the way he sounds. I don't like the effect it has on his voice.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after hearing Into the Night and listening to how he actually sounds in that song compared to how he sounds in Smooth. I'm just like, why would you do this?
Why would you do that?
Well, it's like, I don't even know why that one was so freaking popular, honestly.
I love it.
It's catchy. It's good.
Yeah.
And the give me your heart, make it real. Let's forget about it.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not that.
That sells that song.
It's not that I won't listen to it. I just can't. I don't like it when it comes on radio. It comes on so much.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like I've just heard it too much.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I still like the song.
Yeah. It's just not your go-to.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It was the only song I knew by them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now you know more.
Oh! That's what I was thinking earlier. When I slapped your leg, I was thinking something else and then I forgot, but I remember now.
Woo!
You remember that playlist I gave you yesterday? The badass one?
Mm-hmm.
I want to show it to Jace.
Yeah, it's good.
Because I feel like he would like a lot of the songs on there
It's
and
a
it
good
might
workout.
branch out to
Workout.
bands.
Music
Is
playlist.
it the songs that make you feel badass playlist?
Yeah.
Remember where you found that?
I think we were in the car, but I couldn't remember who I was with.
We're on the way to your doctor's.
Shane never remembers
I never
who she's
remember
with.
anything.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
No,
always
I really
specifically
don't.
who you're with.
I really don't.
Any story you have, I'm like, who was I with that day?
Yeah.
It's like all the faces are just a blur.
No, I really don't, though. I have a horrible memory.
Well, there's so many times where you're like, were you with me when I was doing this, or was it like Miles or Lyndon? I'm like, you should know the difference.
Well, no, it'll be like, I want to tell you something, but I don't know if you were there or if I already told you. So I ask you, I'm like, hey, were you there when I did this?
And most of the time, I'm like, yes, I was the only person there.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite things about you guys is that you both repeat stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's great because Jeremy will tell the exact same story the exact same way. He's got it down to a science. All right?
By accident.
When he tells a story, there are plot points, there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. You know the details, you know the characters, you know
Are
the
you going to
backstory.
compare? I swear to God.
And then you have Shay's story, and it's a different ride every time. Sometimes there'll be certain details, like we were at Walmart, and then I hear the exact same story, but this time we're at Target.
I don't go to Target.
I know,
It's
which
like
is why it's strange.
it's like method cooking, where you get the same outcome, but you can put in different ingredients.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
you kind of do, and it's great. I love it.
I don't usually confuse locations, though.
Well, it's not locations, but
Or
it's
you
like
confuse people.
Sometimes
different-
I change people.
you do
You're like,
change people.
I was with this person. No, wait, I was with this person.
And then sometimes she'll catch herself. She'll be like, "No, who was I with?"
No, and then I'll wait, and then I'll forget what I was talking about.
And then she'll branch off.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So
my ADD.
there's no beginning. There's a middle. She'll be like, Jace, let me tell you, or were you there when I did this thing? And I'm like, well, that's really vague. You should
I do
probably-
say that a lot. I do say did the thing
a
or
lot.
this
A
thing. I give it's not even vague. It's just it's nothing.
That
I
is
give
the
nothing.
story. And
That
I'm
is
like,
the story.
No, you can probably tell me now though. Probably haven't heard it.
Probably.
Unless Jeremy's told me it, and then I know every detail about
Well,
it.
I think it's funny because sometimes I'll start telling somebody something, but then I'll realize halfway through that they were there. And I'll be like, you were fucking there, why didn't you say something? Never mind. And then I'll walk away.
My greatest thing is when, like what we did earlier, where you go through the whole story, and then I'm like, yeah, because I was the one that did that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
You'd be like, remember that when that thing, or there was this one time when this thing happened, I was in the car with this one person, anyways, this thing happened with this thing. And I'm like, yeah, Shay, it's because I was the one that was driving.
I couldn't remember. I remember now, though.
I still think...
That's when we got lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not the only time, but yes.
Oh, yeah,
I think my favorite, though, is Jeremy, just because he goes into so much detail.
Yeah.
He speaks so passionately.
I think a lot about my stories
everything.
before I tell people.
Before you tell them.
Yeah.
That's why I think you'd be really good at, like, stand-up.
Yeah.
Because you have a certain way you tell a story, and it works.
Mm.
Like, you structure it in a way that works.
Right.
The only thing...
And I'll just be in the background contradicting everything.
Yeah, it's great. The only thing I don't like is when you over-explain things.
Yes.
You're like, let me show you this picture, but first,
Let me
tell you
everything about
every
it.
single detail about the picture, what it is, why it's there, what happened.
And then I'll show you.
And then I'll show you.
Yeah, I've gotten better.
You do the same thing with videos though. You'll
Yeah.
be like, you'll be like, oh, I saw this thing the other day where this, and this happened, and then all of these details, and you're just like, oh, I'll just show you. And I'm like, didn't you just like tell me everything about
And
it?
then as you're
Why didn't you just show me from the beginning?
as you're pulling it up, you're also
You're
acting
still
it out.
explaining.
You're like trying to act it out as you're pulling it up. It's my love it. Love it. Grr.
Yeah, I've gotten better because I'll start to like I'll be telling the story and then I'll have that pop in my head like well, just show them and then I'll go to grab my phone. I'm like wait, I'm doing it again. Fuck. And then mainly I'll just like let go and I'm like
sometimes
okay,
I'll
just leave it.
I'll just give you like a look, or I'll be like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
I say that a lot. If we're like around your family, especially because you do it around them so much.
I do.
So like if we're around your family and you start doing it, I'll just be like, Jeremy, don't do it. I don't even have to be looking at you.
Well, anyway, I hope y'all guys have a good morning and a good day. This has been Coffee Couch and Chords. See y'all later. I don't know how we.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Peace out.
Woo!
What's up, big town?
All right.
It's hot.